holding down your third place spot. None other than the 2 machine up Brian Clausen. Marcus Burrows holding down the 4th place spot. That familiar 2-stroke buzz, that's got to be Cameron Toole, brand new bike, or different bike anyway, for the second half. Cameron Burney on the 996 machine, rounding out your field. Chris Pollendat, 930 on his Yamaha. Still holding on to a very slim lead. Miller's putting the tools to him now though. Pressing hard inside, outside as the 2 of them start to leap away from Brian Clausen. Clausen on a Trans-Canada Motorsports Suzuki. Reimers, of course, on a Trans-Canada Motorsports Kawasaki. Both brands can be found at Trans-Canada Motorsports. Laps so far. Brady Bremer able to keep Brian Miller behind him. Miller pushing that bike to the very limit right now. Brian Clausen followed by Marcus Boros. And then the 252 stroke of Cameron Toole, sending it on that YZ 252 stroke. Josh Benner on the 409 2017 Suzuki 250 or 454 stroke. Zach Gibson on the 164. He's followed by the 309 of Adam Orvis.
Are they short in the motocross?
Oh yeah, big time. 2 hours from now, it's 6 o'clock. Not even 2 hours from now. 1 hour and 45 minutes from Reimers continues to lead. Must have done some suspension changes or just likes the freshly prepped track here at Prairie Hill. Ryan Miller able to make quick work of the first moto, but this is for the overall now. In motocross, in the first moto, a second's as good as the first as long as you're able to win that second moto. If it ends the way it is right now, they'd swap out and it would be Reimers with the overall victory. Hey, is that some 2019 fly gear? Embargo. Dreamers continues to lead as they start to approach the back section of the pack. Brian Miller continues to give chase on the 252 stroke. Holding down third. Brian Clausen out of Winkler, Manitoba on a Transcanada Motorsports Suzuki. Out of Pilot Mound on the Transcanada Motorsports Suzuki, the 777 of Marcus Boros. And you've got Cameron Toole, followed by Suzuki pilot Josh Penner. Josh Penner with a lonely race so far. He's got quite a distance between himself, Cameron Toole, and the 7th place rider. That is currently Zach Gibson, the 164. Only a couple more laps to go here in this one. Looks like a white flag is going to come out. Ryan Miller pushing it to the very limit right now, trying to make a pass, trying to make something stick. Not quite in swinging distance to make something happen against Breemers right now. We'll see how that changes throughout this moto. Miller to the inside, gives up some real estate coming out of each corner. That 450 really does like to eat from Kawasaki. The 252 stroke, 2019 version from Husqvarna, the only one in Manitoba currently under Ryan Miller. Still unable to make the pass so far is Ryan Miller. They head back into the trees one more time before coming to the spectator areas. Let them hear you as they come back into the view. Only a couple of corners left to go. Ryan Miller sticks it in, but he's not going to have enough time. Wind out of his sails, and Breemers with the moto victory. You know that's got to feel good. And the overall on the day for the 450A class. Holding down third, Brian Clausen. So it's Clausen, Boros, Toole, Penner. Excellent first moto here from Pilot Mound. This moto brought to you by Double Diamond and Mazer Group. This next moto brought to you by Timo Enterprises. I believe this is the plus 40A and B class.
Well, we cut them back like 10 minutes each or less?
Probably 5 minutes each. But that turns into that's 2 laps. That's significant. I've seen them go to really short motos or really like the 80 motos and stuff like that. I've seen them literally go green, halfway, white, checkers. Plus 48 class out there right now, and it's Corey Perrant that goes a little bit too far in the first corner. I believe that's Kevin Cozy who takes the first hole shot. Or no, that's Dennis Perfanic Perfanic with his first lead of the day. See if he can hold off a quickly approaching Corey Perrance as Kevin Cozy and the rest of the plus 40A class take on this beautiful landscape here in Pilot Mound, Prairie Hill MX. Another great start for the 248 of Jeff Morgan. Hot on his heels is the 45 of Calvin Godowich. Looks like a great start from the 15 of Ryan Weens. They all start to file through here. Not the greatest of starts from Chris Dirksen, who finds himself way in the back of the pack. Way through the pack now, your second place rider from the first moto, Chris Dirksen, with a terrible start. Trying to make a few passes so he can salvage a good finish. Much better moto this time around for the 344 of JP Tremblay, as well as the 15 of Ryan Weens, currently holding down the third place spot just behind Calvin Godowich, who trails Jeff Morgan by about a second and a half. The 319 out there also having himself a very good ride. Spreading themselves out quite well so far is the 40A class. Wow. Plus 40A class, huge gaps between the top three riders. Corey Perrance absolutely gone. He's followed by Dennis Perfanic and Holden Tuff in second place, followed by Kevin Cozy, who is at least 5 or 6 seconds adrift from him. So the race right now is really for third between Kevin Cozy and Ryan Douglas. continuing to lead the way. 1 lap to go for Corey Perrant. Perrant has about a 15-20 second lead right now. Absolutely gone. Did not lead the first lap on this one. They're not getting the whole shot. I think he would have got the whole shot if he would have been able to sneak up the inside, but ended up pushing it a little bit long to be patient, get himself in the lead, and has since not looked back. The FXR rider doing quite well for himself. Red plates letting you know who has the points lead in the plus 40A class. Ryan Weens now finding himself in that number 1 ride, plus 40B class, as Jeff Morgan starts to fade a little bit. 15 machine captures that last lap flag. I'm sure he's happy to see that it is now the last lap, and Calvin Konowich most likely will be your overall winner on the day with a 1-2 performance. Checkered flag is out, and it's Corey Perrant. Perrant with a very convincing moto victory. Holding down the number 2 spots, Dennis Perfanic, followed by Kevin Cozy, and not too far behind is Ryan Douglas. The 450B and C combined moto as we continue to click these motos off quick as they come. 450B and 450C coming up right away. Following that moto, we'll have the Little Ladies and 50cc 7 to 8 and 4 to 6 combined motos. We let these the big 450s go out on the track for a little while and beat up the track a little bit, create those lines for the 50s to enjoy, and that way they're a little bit safer out there. They can ensure that the riders can navigate the track than when the track is in full race prep. A little bit deeper tilled than you'd like it for the little bikes to go out there, so we break in the track a little bit for them. And they're off. Gate is down. It's a Suzuki out front early. Looks like Leon Demarais out front, or in second place. Then Adam Weeb. Another great start for Adam. He's been good at his starts all year long so far. Federally Weeb with the whole shot. Excellent start to this moto for him. A little bit of a dismount for John Lee. who throws his hands up in the air as if to say, ta-da. John's going to get himself back in this moto. Front end might be a little bit tweaked though. He's already straightened it with his brute strength. Start up that 252 stroker and it's already ready to go. Might be a little funky going right off the hop because there's a lot of mud packed in one side of the front tire, but either way, here they come. They all start to file through now. Your leader, Leon Desmarais, followed by Ethan Spaggard. Then the 577 of Travis King. We've got Nick Friesen followed by Adam Weeb. Federally Weeb also in there. Nick Friesen on the 116 also out there, having himself a great moto, finds himself in about 5th place spot. Stand Tyler Stanley on the 181, trying to find his way past Federally Weeb after Federally got that beautiful hole shot. We'll try and get a running order now. I believe it's Spaggard out front, Ethan Spaggard, who won this first moto by about 25 seconds of first moto. He's followed by Travis King, who's followed closely by Leon Desmarais, followed by Nick Friesen, then Adam Weeb in the 5th place spot. Then you've got Tyler T. Stanley, followed by Dan Cousins. Not the best of starts for Daniel Schaefer. Schaefer led this moto earlier today. In the first moto, no such luck now. Alex Penner just ahead of Federally Weeb, who's followed by Daniel Schaefer. And you've got Nate Wright and Brent Lamb, as well as Dylan Abel, rounding out your field. Spaggard opening up a sizable gap already. He's familiar with the confines of Prairie Hill MX, excellent racetrack we have here. He's been racing here for a number of years. I think we've actually been racing in Manitoba at Pilot Mound for as long as Ethan's been racing in Manitoba, heading back all the way to 2010. I believe our first time racing here full time as a full-fledged provincial raceway. Travis King on a mission in this moto, finds himself in the number 2 ride. He's been working his way through the field since the very gate drop, and now finds himself attached to the back end of Ethan Spaggard's KTM 252 stroke. 2-stroke versus 4-stroke. KTM versus Kawasaki. They'll battle tooth and nail in this one to see who's going to grab that big win. A battle for third now as Leon Desmarais finds himself pressured by the 116 of Nick Friesen. Rounding out your top 5 is none other than Adam Wiebe. Still holding on to a slim lead, Ethan Spaggard, as it looks like the white flag is going to come out. 1 lap to go for the 450 B and C combined moto. More B riders out there than C riders out there. The battle continues for third as well between Leon Desmarais and Nick Friesen.
This is the one I'm worried about. We lose internet, and this one fills up, then we lose what's left. I just sat here for 2 hours. We got to clean the iPad.
Clean them.
Fill up after a while.
Oh.
That's why I clean after stop again.
Oh.
We lose internet. When we lose storage, we lose everything.
That's not good.
No.
We've got a change for the lead now with Travis King has now put himself in that #1 ride. He won't take the overall. That will go to Spaggard. There's a lot of bragging rights that go along with a moto victory, especially in the second moto. Travis King feeling good going down into the valley here.
This one does feel a lot for reason.
Checkered flag is out, and it's Travis King, followed by Ethan Spaggard. Excellent moto from those two. Leon Desmarais was able to hold on to the #3 ride, followed by Friesen. I believe rounding out your top 5 is Adam Wiebe, as long as he was able to hold that position. And he has. Excellent ride from Adam Wiebe. 250cc racing on the track right now. We got the 4 to 6 class out there. We got Drummond as well as Perfanik out there. I believe Deegan Perfanik is also in this class. I have to look at my results here. Evan Thalman as well as Jackson Litwin and Kennedy Cockrell, which I believe is a little girl in this class. Colton Drummond, Evan Thalman, Deegan Perfanik, and Jackson Litwin.
Any bets, Mike? Yeah. Any bets? I bet you I didn't hit it this time.
I would just keep it in the middle thing.
I had it lined up right on this curve here. And then they come around, he picks them up and come over the hill.
Oh.
But I'm supposed to be on right now. I just zoomed right into that, and he kept them on the hill here. We were a finely tuned machine, Mike. You can look like you agree with me. More than you think you're full of crap.
Your leader right now is Deegan Perfanik, followed by Evan Thalman. Colton Drummond on the PW50 Yamaha. You've got Jackson Litwin also out there on the 982. And rounding out your field is Kennedy Cockrell. A lot of these young riders racing for their very first time, as far as their first year in Manitoba Motocross. When you see them come by, make sure that you get nice and loud. Make sure that they know they're being supported out there on the track. Lots of concerned parents and family members on the sides of the track, and maybe a few dads racing around and running after their children to make sure they're navigating the track properly. Cheer for these young riders. Let them know that you're in total support of them getting that throttle therapy on a beautiful, gorgeous Sunday afternoon here in Pilot Mound. Only about 2 hours behind schedule so far. It's the 99 of Thalman, followed by Deegan Perfanik. And you've got Jackson Litwin, Colton Drummond, and rounding out your field is Kennedy Cockrell. Think you've had to run, you go as fast as they do?
Think you beat him, Mike?
Am I unmuted right now? They can hear me talking to you? Right on. .50cc class out there on the line right now, or out on the track rather. 4 to 6 class featuring Colton Drummond, Deegan Perfanik, Evan Thalman, who I believe is still your leader, Kennedy Cockrell on the 17 machine, and of course Jackson Litwin on the 982. All racers in this class are younger than 6 years old as they race towards the checkered flag. Their last moto of the day, so if you see them go by, make sure you make some noise and let them know that you support them. Cheer on these young racers as they will most likely one day be in the A class, or maybe they'll be like me and be in the B class forever. It'll be great.
Before you become broadcaster.
Yeah. Checkered flag is out, and it's Deegan. Deegan Perfanik takes home the moto victory. His second of as many victories in today's racing in the 4 to 6 classes. Excellent ride from him. He'll go 1-1 for the overall, followed by Evan Thalman, Jackson Litwin, Colton Drummond, and Kennedy Cockrell.
Where's our little buddy?
Bailey Orbanski, as well as Sophia Piner, Layla McDougall, Ashlyn McDougall, Trinity Bassarab, and Ava Cockrell, as well as Chrissy Dirksen. Round out your little ladies class in the 50cc 7 to 8 year olds. Aiden Desmarais, or Adrian Desmarais, you have Tyler Drummond, Jet Sutherland, Lyndon Orbanski, Liam Cockrell, Mason Litwin, Ryder Perfanik, Charles Schroeder, and Cale Dirksen.
Sitting there all of a sudden thinking, what the hell's going on? The camera's moving on. That's moving.
I'm multitasking. Orbanski out front early. You've seen this scene before. She's very successful in this class. Small bobble in the third corner, but she's able to right the ship and continue leading this moto little ladies division. Big air up on top of that air to table. Head back into the back section of the track, and let's see if little brother Lyndon Orbanski can grab that whole shot as well. Looks like he did exactly that. Blue fender easy to pick out. Lyndon Orbanski already starting to open up a small gap over the rest of the 50cc 7 to 8 class.
All freezing now.
Orbanski out front in both classes so far, just as they were earlier today when we ran these classes. Excellent first moto for Trinity Basarab, and she backs it up in this moto as well. Running around 4th place at the beginning of the moto. We'll see if she continues that trend. Excellent start from, of course, Bailey Orbanski. The 28 machine is out front.
And
Bit of a little get-together between a couple of riders in the little ladies division. Always some tight racing in this class. A lot of young ladies that are just getting introduced to motocross and starting to get competitive with it. White flag is out for the little ladies division and the 50cc. 7 to 8 year olds already. A quick 2-lap race to decide all bragging rights for the day. Excellent moto so far. The Orbanskis doing their thing as usual, out front and styling. Mason Litwin, Jet Sutherland, and Ryder Perfanic all putting in awesome rides in this moto. Things are coming together. Absolutely gorgeous track here at Prairie Hill MX here in Pilot Mound. If anyone knows the whereabouts of a fresh cup of hot coffee, I would definitely benefit from one, even though it's a warm day outside. If someone has a cup of coffee, I would absolutely just think you're the best if you brought me one. That would be the best. Just saying. Either way, little ladies class still out there on the track, along with the 50cc 7 to 8-year-olds. Adrian Desmarais, Tyler Drummond, Jet Sutherland, Lyndon Orbansky, Liam Cockrell, Mason Litwin, Ryder Profanik, Charles Schroeder, and Cale Dirksen.
Who's up there?
The Orbanskys take another moto victory. Lyndon Orbansky and Bailey Orbansky taking home some hardware. Jason Orbansky's got to be thrilled about that, bringing the whole family out for some motocross racing. I'm sure their dog Cooper is also stoked. He's kind of like a little French bulldog looking thing, kind of a odd looking dog, but either way. Named after Cooper Webb, prior to Lyndon Orbansky becoming a Ken Roxon fan. But Cooper is a better name for a dog than Ken, so. Sam Cosgrove, Michael Halson, Brody Shar, Brett Brandvold, Ashton Halbert, Aaron Walton, Jordan Weber, Seth Unruh, Dyson Peters, Chris Boyko, Carter Brandvold, and Kalen Van Lent. That's your Open 85 class here in Manitoba. Revs are up and the gate is down. Excellent start for all the riders getting away clean. on the middle of the track. Got a couple of photographers, including Ed Mosevich. Ed himself has taken dozens and dozens and probably thousands of photos over the years. Tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of photos here in Manitoba over the years. And there's a good chance that at the end of the day, he probably got a picture of your son or daughter or brother, nephew, or father. So I guess your mom could be out there too. But dialed out, Ed up. Your grandpa's out there? Right on. I hope Ed gets a photo of your grandfather out there, especially in the 85 class where most of these riders are under 16 years old. But hey, there's a lot of Mennonites there. I'm sure there's a few people with their own grandpa out there. I wouldn't put that past anyone out there here. Ashton Halbert out front. He is followed by Jordan Weber, followed by Sam Cosgrove, and then you've got the 623 of Vanlin. Brandvold brothers going toe-to-toe here. The 615 and the 5-1, the 51, having great rides. You also have, rounding out your class, or rounding out the whole field, Chris Boyko on the 501. A sizable lead already developing for Ashton Halbert as he has left Jordan Weber in his dust, but now Jordan Weber feeling some serious pressure from the 12 machine of Sam Cosgrove. Sitting in fourth place is the 292 of Dyson Peters. Dyson riding a CR 85. First time he's racing that bike. It's a borrowed machine for today. Halbert continues to lead on that all FXR head-to-toe dressed Husqvarna. Scary moment there for Vanlin. Comes up short on one of the doubles there. Able to remount as he's just ahead of Michael Olsen. Right now your leader, he's led from the very beginning of this one, Ashton Halbert. making some moves on that Husqvarna. Now into second place is Cosgrove, Sam Cosgrove on the 12 machine, and then you got the 212. Jordan Weber. Weber currently sitting in the third place. Holding down fourth on a bike he's never even raced before. Pretty nice performance from Dyson Peters. He's just ahead of Halen Vanlin. Vanlin still trying to race away from Michael Halson. Michael Halson, of course, son of Todd Halson, longtime expert rider in Manitoba. That's right, the Todd Halson. Everyone's heard so many good things about Todd Halson over the years. Quite a few not so good things, but we try not to remember those so well. Great to see Michael out there having himself a great moto. Speaking of great motos, Ashton Halbert is absolutely gone. Last lap flag is out. Checkered flag is out. Ashton Halbert with a fist in the air. You know that's got to feel good. Gets the moto victory. First overall on the day. Sam Cosgrove, they actually swap out moto finishes, so the overall will go to Halbert. Cosgrove not very happy about it either. He wants that overall victory. Excellent finish to the moto for all riders, including Dyson Peters, who I believe takes home fourth place in that moto. Ladies moto coming up next. Laliberty sisters to do battle with Tess Vandermeer as well as Vanessa Stinson. Laura Lee as well as Tegan Peters and Jillian Berard round out your whole class in the ladies division. I believe there's 7 in total. Anna Laliberty, your first moto winner. We'll see how she pans out in this one. Nadia Laliberty as well as Vanessa Stinson, Tessa Vandermeer, Jill Berard, Laura Lee, and Tegan Peters. A low chanceability of any grandmothers in this particular moto. gate is down. A couple of Lalibirdies out front early. Anna Lalibirdi with the big hole shot. Grabs that just ahead of Tess Vandermeer, who leads the way. You got second place is Tess Vandermeer, followed by Vanessa Stinson. And you've got Nadia Lalibirdi.
Good job, buddy.
Thanks, guy. A close race now for third place, or fourth place rather, between Nadia Lalibirdi and Jill Berard. Berard on the Suzuki 85. No, they still make that bike actually. I'm not even sure. I assume so. Don't see a lot of new ones around. You could probably get one from Trans-Canada Motorsports though. Really got to wonder why Eve Lalibirdi's not in this race. No, kind of lazy, really, that she's not in this moto. She's wearing her gear. She's got half of her gear on. She could be in this race, but she's just not, for whatever reason. Not to make her feel bad or anything, but she could be in this race, like right now. It's just a shame not to have all the Lalibirdi sisters out there right now, but Anna's holding it down. Tessa Vandermeer holding down second place, followed by Vanessa Stinson. And you've got Nadia Lalibirdi, followed by Jill Berard. The 75 machine, excellent start for Tegan Peters. Rounding out your field there is Laura Lee on the YZ 125. Oh, we're in Canada, so it's a YZ 125. Good to see Sidney Crosby's come out to watch the races today. That's pretty entertaining. Didn't know that he was a hockey fan. Lalibirdi still out front, followed by Vandermeer. Looks like he lost touch with Vanessa Stinson. There's Vandermeer in second place. Stinson must have had a crash at some point, keeping her off the motorcycle for a little bit. Lalibirdi having herself an awesome moto. She's led every lap of this one, as she did in the first moto as well. Cameron still holding down a solid third place. Distant third right now, but she was right on Tess Vandermeer for the longest time there. Perhaps a small tip over. Obviously not what she's looking for, but an excellent ride and huge improvement from last year to where she's at right now. 15-year-old out of Treeherne having herself a phenomenal 2018 campaign. Nadia Lalaperty holds down the 4th place spot just ahead of the 115 there. .75 machine. I'd imagine rather new to racing in Manitoba. Tegan Peters. Tess Vandermeer with a triumphant return to ladies class racing in Manitoba. Excellent to see the young lady come back to the fray after being gone for I think about 2 years since we last saw her racing regularly. Wearing her dad's favorite number, the 414, is Len Vandermeer. Her dad, always number 414. I think also her brother ran 414 for the longest time. All the Vandermeers ran that number at some point. One lap remaining for Anna Lalaperty, not Eve Lalaperty, not in this moto. And the rest of the ladies class. Anna Lalaperty in the back section of the track right now. Finding her way back towards the spectators area. She's on her final approach. Excellent ride from her, winning both of her motos in convincing fashion. Checkered flag is out. Lalaperty with the big win. Followed by Vandermeer taking home the 2nd place spot. I think that's good for 2nd overall on the day because she'll swap out moto finishes with Vanessa Stinson, who will be 3rd on the day. I think Stinson officially moves into the 2nd place in points for the championship series as her 2 main competitors, Michaela Ham and Megan Ham, racing in the national series out east. You're currently driving back right now. Next class up here is the Open A class. Fastest guys in the province, 250 4-strokes, 450 4-strokes, 125 2-strokes. I doubt there's any of those in there. Maybe a couple of 250 2-strokes, that's for sure. 16-minute moto, maybe shortened just slightly. Laura Lee making her way off the track, rounding out your field in the ladies division. .30 board is up. Turn that board sideways and the gate is down. Excellent start. A number of riders getting good starts. It looks like Bremersh a little bit wide there. It'll be Brian Clausen out front, followed by Brady Bremersh and Ryan Miller. They all start to file through, and it's Clausen with the start and the whole shot. Excellent ride so far from him. Back into view, the riders come. And a couple of riders have made quick moves here. Bremersh into the first place spot, followed by Miller. They both were able to make a pass on Brian Clausen. Looking to make a statement here. Second motos has come out swinging in both, not leading any laps in the first motos, but now has led pretty much every lap of the second motos as Manitoba Motocross legend Todd Halson now into the spectators area. Todd was nice enough to make me a cheeseburger, or actually two of them, during the intermission. He's wearing that orange shirt. Everybody give it up for Todd Olsen. Brian Clausen takes a check back to see what his gap is back to Marcus Burrows. Goes to find out it's quite a sizable gap. Growing all the time. The Penner brothers running basically 6 and 7, a rather full class here. Tight racing at the front of this pack. Brian Miller eating a little bit of roost there off the rear tire of Brady Bremersh. Then you have the two of Clausen, followed by Boros and Weeb. Then you got Travis Clausen, followed by Tyler Penner and John Penner. Now into that 8th place spot is Cameron Toole on his 2-stroke. Having some issues with the 4-stroke motor, decided to pull the 2-stroke back out. Travis Mossad out there on a Suzuki RM125, just making that thing sing. He might not be going fast, but he sounds fast. Looks like we might have a change from the lead here. Ryan Miller pressing hard. All over the back of Brady Bremersh. Miller deciding to go full bulldog on this one. He's just smashing his way through. He's not trying to be smooth whatsoever. Whatever it takes to pass you guy, I'm going to try and do so. And now, small mistake from Bremersh coming out of that one corner, and that's all it took. Ryan Miller now into the lead. Nadia Lalaberty coming back to the spectator area, telling Eve all about how the ladies' moto was. Eve wouldn't know what it was like because she wasn't out there, so. Josh Benner, the 401. Looks like Ed Mosevich got himself caught in a mud hole. Trying to crawl his way out of there. Are you alright there, Ed? Josh Penner and Tyler Penner, the brothers out of Winkler. They're doing battle right now. Those kids are trying to make something happen. Just behind them is Cameron Toole, followed by the 17 of Jimmy Cornelius. Out front now is Ryan Miller on that box stock Husqvarna 252 stroke. Miller's on the gas. Didn't like losing that first moto in the 450. I guess that was the second moto in the 450A class. Wanted to go perfect on the day, ends up losing one of the overalls. And won't be happy with that. Bremer still holding down the third place ride, or second place ride rather, owned by Brian Clausen. Clausen is followed by Marcus Boros. And you've got the 78, the first 250F in the class. That's Devin Weeb. Devin Weeb on the 78, followed by Travis Clausen. gone right now. Bit of a statement ride from the young man. Checkered flag flies. Followed by Brady Bremers. Then you've got Brian Clausen. Checkered flag is out for Marcus Boros, as well as the 78 machine of Devin Weed. That's the sweet sound of two-stroke awesomeness. That's Travis Mosset's RM 125. Beautiful motorcycle. Sounds great. Didn't go very fast, but that's not what's important when you're doing two-strokes. Gate is down. Vet Master, Vet Junior combined motos here. Junior also a good start. Everyone gets away cleanly. It didn't look like anybody going down at all. That Master, there was a rider down, and that is none other than your track owner operator. And now he's going to see if he can just go ahead and win Vet Junior. It's Kyle McCannell, being dead last in his class, feeling a lot like being in first place for the other class. We'll take off to the races. And it's raining motorcycles up the hills here in Berry Hill MX. Corey Perrant out front and gone. Not relinquishing the lead whatsoever. Chris Elliott holds down the second place spot, followed by Kevin Cozy. You've got Ryan Douglas. Bad start for Dennis Perfanic. And you've got the 28 machine of Albert Fair. Stanley out front in the Vet Junior division. He's followed by Daniel Schaefer. We've got Leon Desmarais and Chris Dirksen. Just behind Dirksen there, you got the friendly Suzuki, I believe that is Brett Lamb. It is. Brett Lamb out there aboard his Suzuki, followed by Dan Cousins. Excellent first moto for Calvin Conowitz, but not the same story in the second moto. Well behind and needing to make up some passes, make some ground up. McCannell still sort of leading the way in the vet junior division. Not the best of starts for the young man. Went down on the start, but McCannell, who owns and operates this track, has not ridden this track since May of last year. So busy with farming and prepping the track for everybody else to ride, hasn't been able to go ahead and do so. Now he finds himself out there on the track, racing, riding, and enjoying himself. And just behind him, other local product, that's Tyler Stanley out of Brandon, Manitoba. Good guy, that Tyler Stanley. Last lap for the Vet Master Vet Junior Division. Tyler Stanley has led from the very beginning of his moto. Haven't seen T-Stand win a moto in quite some time, if ever, so that's a very exciting thing for him. Congratulations to his ride so far. Bit of a scary moment for Corey Perron as he's able to get around some lap traffic. Fanick also filing through. Last few riders filing through before it's T-stand time. Tyler Stanley, unbelievable ride from this kid. Let's go live to this camera right here. We need to get Tyler Stanley's moto victory. His final approach. I've never seen Tyler Stanley win a moto. He's been doing this for quite some time. Maybe he has won one, maybe he hasn't. But a final approach for a young man who went hard last night in the paint. He's probably still sweating out some of those beverages on his way to the final checkered flag, and he couldn't be more relieved. Look at him, look skyward. Cinderella story. Tyler Stanley, everyone. That's beautiful. Up next, we've got the Winnipeg or Manitoba Schoolboy division. Perhaps one of the Lalaberry sisters is in this one. No? Oh, okay, never mind. Get a 125 then. Gate is down. They ease their way into this one. This is actually the 250B class. Or maybe it's the 450B. Open B? It might be Open B. Jake Parnell with the hole shot aboard his Husqvarna 252 stroke. Excellent start from a young man who's raced in Manitoba for a long, long period of time. An excellent start from him. Parnell is your leader, 3 252 strokes out front early. Jake Parnell followed by Ethan Spaggard and the 9-8-9 of Jordan Gledhill. You've got Brandon Kokora followed by Travis King. Then your first moto winner, which is Ryland Katazinski. Katazinski on the gas in a big way, followed by Colton Mitchell. Just behind Mitchell, I believe, is the 122 of Austin Dorn, or perhaps that is the 215 of Randy Neufeld. You got like 9 guys out there in red gear and green bikes, so go figure. Ty Beecher, as well as Trent Hebert and Jordan Siemens out there. Damian Rogers, Alex Penner, They all start to file through and sort themselves out. Parnell still leading ahead of the 5.56 of Ethan Spagrid. Relinquishing a couple of positions now is the stroke of Gledhill. Now right behind Gledhill is the 215 of Randy Neufeld. You look closely, you can see that Neufeld's already starting to develop arm pump, and he'll start to go backwards quickly soon. Austin Dorn already started knocking the door a little bit as the elbows already starting to droop on Randy Neufeld. Sweat pouring down his face right now, completely and utterly out of shape, and just going backwards right now. You got a real head scratcher as to why he doesn't train or try and get into shape to race these bikes if he's going to ride with that type of intensity. But it's all coming apart at the seams now for Randy Neufeld. I'm glad to see that the mullet is still alive and well. Listen to that beautiful Husqvarna powered by FMF. Jake Parnell on the 264. We got Dustin Schneebly also out there aboard his Husqvarna. I tell you what, this jump next to the spectator area might look like the more difficult jump on the track, but probably the biggest and scariest jump on the track is the one next to it, heading in the opposite direction, table to single, or single over table, and that thing's gotta be at least 80-90 feet from tip to tail where you want to land, and very difficult going up a hill. Hats off to the riders that are able to get that thing consistently clicked off. Jake Parnell continues to lead, looking to maybe take the last lap flag at the end of this lap. He'd be happy to see it. The all-white helmet, the FXR gear, white Alpine Star boots. He's looking for that Lit Kit award. The Husqvarna looking good, a little check back. Parnell looks over his shoulder. He was looking for the white flag, but it's not there. At least two more times around for Jake Parnell and Ethan Spaggart, who have gone toe-to-toe in this one. Rylan Katazinski now is in battle for third place with Brian Kokoritz. Holding down fifth spot. That's none other than Jordan Gledhill. Gledhill is followed closely by Travis King. they've got Randy Neufeld, who's somehow still holding on to his motorcycle despite his tongue being twisted up in the rear sprocket. Redhill relinquishing a couple of positions there. Neufeld's able to get him. Still no change for the lead as Parnell and Spaggart head back into the backwoods section. Excellent moto from those guys. They've given it their all. Dropping down into the valley here. 1 corner to go, and I believe the white flag will get pulled out for Jake Parnell. He's got 1 lap to do this, but this time in the first moto, ended up going from first place to 4th. I think the worst he's going to do right now is back to 2nd, but knocking on the door is Ethan Spaggart. Spaggart getting nice and close now. Parnell can't afford a mistake whatsoever. Just as I say that, Spaggart makes a mistake of his own, not able to jump that big lifter heading out of the hill here. Small get off and tip over for Rylan Katazinski. Unfortunately, we didn't catch the video of it, but either way, he gets back going. He's able to launch that big tabletop, heading back towards the back section of the track. Still leading, and now the lead has actually grown quite a bit over the last few corners. Jake Parnell, the battle of the all-white helmets here as Ethan Spaggart and Jake Parnell go toe-to-toe. Let's grab them as they're coming down to the final go here. Jake Parnell comes into screen. Final approach for Jake Parnell as he's got the victory in hand. Comes across the finish line looking skyward. He knows he's done well. Grabs that #1 ride. Excellent finish for Jake Parnell aboard his Big MX radio powered Husqvarna 252 stroke. Yeah, buddy. What's that? Yeah? No? Yeah, I figured it would be after that. Alright, have fun, buddy.
That BMX place that opened up.
Yeah. Schoolboy class out there now, and a beautiful start for the 31 machine of Stokes. Matthew Stokes at 31 with that fast house motocross gear and that all retro looking graphic kit, looking way too good out there. It almost looking way too good to go fast, but again, nothing looks better than going fast. Got Riley Smith one spot behind him. They all start to pile through now. Down the hill and absolutely sending it. A couple of KTMs out front early in this one. One lap completed, and it's Matthew Stokes followed by Riley Smith, Zach Plaster, and the 51 machine of Declan Cosgrove, followed by Tyler Dome. Just behind Dome is the 53 machine of Ricky Fredrickson, and I do not see, and Fredrickson goes down, a little cross-threaded there. Unfortunate for him. He'll lose that position. We're actually missing a couple of riders from this class, more than a couple actually. The 125 of Brandon Berard is out there, but no sign of your first moto winner, which was Brady McLeod, or Stokes ended up taking that moto. Either way, Brady McLeod should be in this moto, and I also do not see Billy Rempel. So it's Stokes out front right now, followed by Riley Smith. Then you've got the 92 machine of Dome. Declan Cosgrove, followed by Zach Plaster. Plaster having himself a good ride. Riley Smith going down. Tough moment for him as he's trying to remount. In the process, he'll lose a position to the 92 of Tyler Dome, thus giving Matthew Stokes a ginormous lead now. Not going to have to kill himself whatsoever. Sizable lead, and he can be calculated through the final laps of this one. I know we only have maybe 2 laps completed so far, but in a 4-lap race with any amount of lead after 2 laps, and you pretty much got this thing sewn up unless something is to happen to him. When is it? front end styling. Fast House gear, got the black and orange KTM, absolutely singing. That's Matthew Stokes. 31 machine is on the gas right now. Couple laps to go for him. I believe this will be a 5-lap moto. As soon as I sit down, I can fall asleep.
Like that.
Down into the valley he goes. Matthew Stokes took the lead, about 5 bike lengths out of the lead. He has not looked back, however. Even if he did, he wouldn't have much to look at because he's that far out in front. Matthew Stokes is gone. The crisp, clean sound of a high, strong 125 two-stroke. Great to see Riley Smith finding his way back to the second place spot after going down earlier in this moto. Tyler Dome holds down the top 3 spot, followed by Declan Cosgrove, and then rounding out your top 5 is Zach Plaster. White flag is out. Last lap for the Schoolboy class. And your leader coming down into the hill here. He's been on the gas the entire moto. Hasn't looked back, hasn't had to. He's been gone. Matthew Stokes with a beautiful moto victory. He'll cross the finish line, go 1-1 on the day. Thank you very much. That's my trophy. Riley Smith riding well. The second moto. And rounding out your top 3 is Tyler Domes. Yeah. 7 to 9, 6 to 9, and 10 to 11 classes right now. Following that moto, we've got about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 motos after this one. Directly following this moto, Open C, 250A.
Did he say no?
250A, 85cc, 12 to 16, and 7 to 11, 250B, and the 250C.
I don't even know if my guys know what a BMX fight
Nice and short moto here as the white flag already out for the 65cc classes. Bailey Orbanski battling for the win in her division. I believe that's the 10 to 11 class. She's probably just behind Carver Friesen, who's been very dominant so far in this class all season long. He hails from Grumfall, Manitoba. Keegan Churchin battling with Orbanski right now aboard her Husqvarna 65. The 7 to 9 class, however, the 65 division, whole other story, I believe, out front is Lyndon Orbanski. Carver Friesen out front, absolutely flying right now. Got that alias gear looking good with the KTM 65cc two-stroke. Orbanski able to make the pass on Turchin. Last straightaway here, Orbanski gets passed back. Last little bit here, and it's Turchin who takes position away. Great ride from Keegan Kirchen. Final approach for Lyndon Orbanski. Churchin actually in his class, actually. I'm wrong about that. I have to catch a number off of the rider that was able to put himself between Friesen and Orbanski. Orbanski with another moto victory just ahead of Keenan Churchin. Jet Sullivan running out the top 5 in that class. C coming up next. Nadia Lalaberty, Brandon Dick, Eric LeMay, Jordan McNally, Nathan Dick, Jordan Willie, Nathan Martins, Dyson Peters, Eve Lalaberty, Sean Banman, Devin Wall, Dustin Clausen, Rick Penner, Grant Bryce, Dawson Nadin, Jonathan Friesen, Blake Jameson, Nathan Williamson, James Dahlman, Brandon Kokorads, Bryce Fair, and Shelby Clausen round out your class. Huge cheering section here for Landon Clausen. They're lining the fences and cheering as loudly as they could for the young man. Revs are up, gate is down, and they're off. Who's going to get that hole shot? A couple riders going a little bit long. Sean Banman almost loses the hole shot, but ends up getting it right back. Looks like Kokorads may have grabbed that second place spot. With Sean Banman out front, I believe he took the first moto victory, so he'll be looking to back that up. All the riders starting to file through now. Dyson Peters, Eve Lalaberty, and Nadia Lalaberty rounding out your whole class here. Sean Banman on his Husqvarna out front. Making it look easy. This is the 317. Riley Martins. Martins holds down the second place ride. Price into the number 3 ride. He's got Brandon Kokora hot on his tail. Also a Honda with no numbers on the bike. Ooh, the 15 of Shelby Clausen. He comes up short on that jump. He's going to need a lawyer for that case. One rider ending up on the ground. I wonder off it has them. Jordan McNally going down. One more lap to go for Sean Bandman. Bandman making quick work out of this one. .317 in second place, followed by Kokoritz. Yeah, Sean Bandman on his final approach here. I think they just gave Sean Bandman the white flag twice. He's double checking to make sure that he did in fact win the race. But he did in fact win it. White flag for Bandman, but he knew well enough to know that he won that race. Great ride for Sean Bandman. He didn't want to have to go around one more time. He's plenty tired as is. to say hello to all three people, including myself, watching live on Facebook. Exciting to have Manitoba Motocross races broadcast live here on Facebook with the MB Sports Network, as well as on YouTube. And you can watch all motos after every single weekend's races. You can watch them on YouTube to see just how slow you are going.
And our Facebook, and our website, and Twitter.
A class on the track right now. 4 motos to go, including this one. Ryan Miller makes his way down. That girl has a really bad sunburn right now. Ryan Miller, his first hole shot of the day, I think, and he's got the lead. Mute me for that. That's the jackass that goes out. Ryan Miller out front, followed by Brian Clausen. Clausen's followed closely by Devin Weeb. And you've got the 3 machine of Travis Clausen. Travis Mosset going back to the 250 4-stroke after riding his 125 in the open class. He's followed very closely by the 17 of Cornelison. Andre Peters rounding out your field. Followed by the 301 of Adam Orvis and the 23 machine of Tyler Penner. Berry Hill MX. Your master for the day has been the 501 machine, winning 4 motos so far. He's entered in 6 of them, this being the 6th. Making it look so easy out there. Not even a 2-stroke specialist is Ryan Miller. Grew up riding them, obviously, up until about the age of 14. And then made his way onto the 4-strokes and even raced a 450 4-stroke as a professional at the age of, I believe, 16 or 17. Ryan Miller by no means considers himself a 2-stroke specialist. He is a motocross specialist, though. As looks like Tyler Penner has caught in a second wind here. not the strongest first laps of his moto, but now wants to make sure that he's not at the back of the pack. Or this the last moto for him today. Miller continues to build his lead. A little bigger all the time right now over Brian Clausen, who leads Devin Weave. Those two are just ahead of Travis Clausen. Rounding out your top five is Jimmy Cornelison. Penner now has gotten out and around Adam Orvis. Trying to put some distance between the two of them now. Only a few laps to go. Only a few laps to go for Ryan Miller. Very well could be bringing out the white flag soon. 2 more laps to go in this one. Ryan Miller not showed the white flag here, but if you ask the rest of the pro class, they'd be all flying the white flag because he's bested them so far. The only rider able to steal one position away from Ryan on the day was Brady Bremer. She did so quite well, I might add, leading all the laps of the second 450A moto, the first moto this afternoon. Pleasure cruise for Ryan Miller now. He's got quite a lead over the rest of the pack. No stress in his life as he's absolutely made moves. Giving a show for the crowd here, stepping down into the valley. looking at how easy Ryan Miller has made this day. It's amazing to think that he's actually dealt with injuries throughout his motocross career. As now we have a new claim to second place. Devin Weeb trying to hold off Travis Clausen. Ryan Clausen having gone down somewhere, I imagine. He's lost 3 positions in a little bit of real estate, so he's really had some issues. But getting back to Mr. Miller there, some knee issues, both knees. Over the years, some injuries have kept him from having all the success that he probably should have had as a professional. And not to say that those days are completely over. I fully expect that over the years, Ryan will most likely line up behind the gate again for a pro national. But as far as achievements in Canadian motocross lately, or over the last 10 years in Manitoba motocross, the gold standard has been Ryan Miller, holding a national number as high. At one point, I believe he was either number 23 or 26. I think he had both at one point. So he's had both numbers, riding for the factory KTM team locally or nationally. Excellent races from him. Last few motos to go here. The 85cc 7 to 11 and 12 to 16. We'll have those motos just shortly. 85cc riders ready to go. Almost a full gate of riders in this one. 2 different classes, of course. You got about maybe 12, 15 riders in the 12 to 16 and about the same amount in the 7 to 11. Believe it or not, we used to have 40-man gates for both of these classes that required qualifiers throughout the day to be able to run them separately in the afternoon program. Bit of a vision into the change of the landscape in Manitoba motocross, that at one point between these two classes there was well over 80 riders, and in this class they're still shy of 40. It's like a KTM out front early, but it's Halbert leaves the gas on a little bit longer. Ashton Halbert with those white handguards, easy to pick out every time when he gets one of those patented hole shots of his. The 301 out front early. We have the 12 of the red Honda, Sam Cosgrove. Tries to take that inside line, but Halbert was smarter. His racecraft has gotten better and better all the time. Takes that inside line and is able to out-muscle Cosgrove as they come up the big hill here in Prairie Hill MX. Starting out your top 3. Van Lent and your 4th place rider, Michael Halson. Excellent ride so far for Halson. Scary moment there for the 65 machine of Brandon Berg, who just about jumps right into the back of Jillian Berard. Seven to 11 classes out, and it's Carver Friesen aboard the 85 machine, I think. Maybe he's not. That might be a 65 that he's on. Either way, he's leading. Bailey Urbanski in the mix, as well as a Honda 250 or a Honda 85cc 2-stroke, which you don't see too much anymore. That's Keenan Turchin Had a great start. So in the big class, the 12 to 16, it's Ashton Halbert, followed by Sam Cosgrove, and then you've got the 623 of Kaylin Vanlin. Right behind Vanlin, we got the 18 machine of Michael Halson, followed by the Kawasaki and the 212 of Jordan Weber. Halbert now opening up a large lead down the home stretch of his third lap of this moto. And he's going to get the white flag already here. A 4-lap moto, a quick one. It's like one Kawasaki rider having a bit of an issue in one of the corners. But Sam Cosgrove getting absolutely pestered by lap traffic, having a hard time making his way around them. As Richard Halson. Michael Halson still able to stay ahead of Jordan Weber. Excellent moto as well from Seth Unruh, sitting in the 4th place spot, or 5th place spot. Close battle between Renbold and the 115 of Jill Berard. Final lap for the 85cc classes, the 12 to 16, 7 to 11, and Ashton Halbert on his final approach, looking really strong right now. The 103 machine has been strong all day long, winning a few motos to his credit. They've taken a couple of overalls as well. You know, 1-1 performance. Some confusion there. Halbert, I believe, knows that he's taking the moto victory. Once again, they get the white flag to the leader rather than the checkered flag. Someone needs to go back to flagging school, maybe. B class out there now. Only 2 motos to go. 2 motos and we're done here in Pilot Mound. And it looks like Jordan Gledhill with a great start. A couple of guys getting banged around a little bit in the first corner. Gledhill gets away clean, but it's also Jake Parnell with a good start. He's followed closely. I believe that is... That's the 691 of Colton Mitchell. He's followed closely by Austin Dorn. And all the riders start to click off the laps here. Final 250 moto for the B class. Your early leader, none other than Jordan Gledhill. Gledhill has had an up and down day. He's led laps. He's come very close to winning motos. He's also hadn't seen his motorcycle have a few small issues, which has kept him from his potential today. Gledhill must have had an issue. In fact, I wouldn't be surprised if he got together with Parnell, as the two of them are now next to each other, but quite a few steps back from your current leader, which is Austin Dorn. Dorn sending a little bit long on the finish line jump, but either way, great start. First lap there for Austin Dorn. He's followed closely. I believe that's the 27 of Brian Kokoritz is behind them. And making some moves now is Rylan Katazinski. Katazinski on the 214. We get a quick shot of Dustin Schneebly here. Schneebly on the Husqvarna 252 stroke. Dorn, your leader. All the riders are going to file their way through. Looks like Parnell got shuffled in the pack a little bit. Oh, and your leader, Austin Dorn, goes down while leading, losing 2 positions. Big bummer for him, and now your leader is Ryan Kokoradze, leading this moto, knocking on the door though. Is Rylan Katazinski, so it's Kokoradze, Katazinski, and Dorn. Followed by Gledhill and Parnell, round out into the top 5. Then a bit of a silent assassin so far today has been the 31 machine of Matthew Stokes. That fast house gear on, you got the black and orange graphic kit looking really good. Declan Cosgrove trying to make his way through as well. The 72 of Trenton Hebert doing battle with the 215 of Randy Neufeld. They're very familiar with each other. Back to your battle for the lead. It's Kokoradze out front, followed by Katazinski, Dorn, now Gledhill and Parnell. Three-pack of riders, and now looks like Katazinski wants to make a move. He's got to be careful with that 125 two-stroke. Not easy to make passes on a bike that, not to say it's not a great motorcycle, it's just a little bit more difficult to ride, easier to make mistakes on. Coming to the same corner, and Katazinski goes down. That'll open up the door big time for Kokoradze. Katazinski giving up numerous positions there. He'll have a really hard time getting back into this one. a pair of glasses. They have been found. A pair of glasses have been found near the McCannell's trailer. If you're looking for your glasses, if you can hear this but you can't really see very well, there's a good chance that your glasses are missing and they are located at the McCannell's trailer. Again, if you can hear this but you can't see very well right now, as if you'd almost need glasses, that means you're not wearing your glasses and that they've been found at the McCannell's trailer. And I think they are waiting for you there. Anyone who may have lost their glasses and can't see very well right now, but you can hear me, go to the McCannell's trailer. I'll meet you there after the 250C race for a beverage. What's that? That was pretty good with the wall. Final lap. Last lap for Ryan Kokoris, who's now fallen into the clutches of Jake Parnell. Parnell showing off some fitness late in this one. He's got the pace. We'll see if he's going to be able to make a pass late in this moto. Parnell's got some good lines here. He goes around the outside and makes the pass. Excellent pass from Jake Parnell on that GigMX Radio Husqvarna powered by FMF. Last lap of the 250 B-Class Moto here. It's been a good one. We've had changes for the lead. We've had battles for the lead. We've had nasty takeout moves from Ryan Kokoritz, taking out Ryland Katazinski. Absolutely heartless. Parnell now opening up a small gap, similar to the one that he enjoyed ahead of Ethan Spaggard in the 250 or the 450 moto. Final approach for Jake Parnell. The 264 machine all the way from Kenora, Ontario. Absolutely amazing. Yes, I realize that Kenora is not in Manitoba, although it feels like that because we get so many guys from there that race here. Glenn.
Somebody down.
Very well could be our last moto, and this will be our last moto of the day. 250 C-Class action set for 12 minutes, maybe a little bit less than that. We're running into the 7 o'clock hour here. Lucky that the days are still long. but many people have made their way out of the pit so far in this moto day, taking their plastic trophies and millions of dollars and leaving. Racing in the pro class in Manitoba, you can win dozens of dollars every single weekend. Out to the top, all the way out to the middle of the track, which is unusual. Clearly he does not do this very often. He's probably going to sprain an ankle running off the track in a few seconds. Watch closely. Panning the track, panning across the field. The 30-second board that they actually hold for about 10 seconds as Mark walks off the track calmly. See, 30 seconds, and the board is already about to turn sideways, and then over. Backward falling gate is down, revs are up. The final moto has started. .252 smoker out front early. I believe that's Clausen, who's doing a couple of heel clickers to finish off his moto in the last one. Doing heel clickers and crashing, I might add. Looks like Bandman in the second place spot. Another 252 stroke. I believe that's a different Clausen. I think that's Shelby. That's right, Shelby Clausen. No wait, that's Jared Dick and Wesley Dick. Just a couple of dicks out there. I'm allowed to say that, that's their name. Also out there in this race, you got Bryce Fair, Shelby Clausen, Brandon Kokorantz is somewhere near the front. Nathan Williamson, who somehow hasn't won any motos today, which is very surprising. He usually wins all of them in the C-Class. The 17 machine drops down into the valley. Ooh, big crash. I believe that's that CR125 that had gone down, or from earlier, or that RM125. The rider turning his bike off and now just down in the woods. Medical flag out for sure for that one. Bike was revving to the moon on that one. Very difficult to watch. First on scene is Roger Lavoie. I do not yet see that other Suzuki two-stroke that I pointed out earlier, so I assume that's the one that went down. Able to roll the bike off the track, but the rider definitely worse for wear. Medical team on scene now. Sean Bandman now holds down the lead ahead of Dick. The two of them are leading. Williamson, and then you've also got Jared Dick in the 4th place spot. Bryce Fair holds down the 6th place spot. The 5th place spot followed by your 5th place rider, Brandon Kokorantz. Close formation here for the 317, but ran off the track there. Leaders coming back through now. We got Sean Bandman still leading the way, I believe. Or no. Now it's Nathan Williamson. Williamson out front. Followed by Sean Bandman. The 17 is Wesley Fair. Jared Fair now relegated back to the 5th place spot behind Brandon Kokorantz. In 6th you've got Bryce Fair. Almost a scary moment there. The 317 of Riley Martin's jumping past the rider that doesn't have numbers. Big case there from the 67 machine. No, wait, that was the 197 machine. Definitely not a good feeling when you hit the deck like that. White flag is out for Nathan Williamson. Back out front in the C class, riding like a true B rider. Should probably be in the B class, but that's okay. The kid's got to learn, and then next year move up to the B class and find out what that's all about. Final approach, last lap for Nathan Williamson. He's had himself a day in the sun here. Takes home the moto victory, and I think the overall for the day. Excellent moto for Nathan Williamson. We thank you so much for joining us here on the MB Sports Network, the round 4 action of Manitoba Motocross Championship Series. I am your host, Brad Gebhart. We'll catch you next race 1 week's time in Mound, Manitoba.